both of you will be working together with this? So Donna, you'll be kind of a co-pastor.
Well, no, not necessarily a pastor in the church. I'll be helping in the church through hospitality. Or another thing we're hoping to do once we get there is host a home group, a home Bible study group in our apartment. So, I'll be preparing coffee and cookies and that sort of thing. Another thing I would like to do...
You're giving them a place.
Is, we will be going back to language school to continue language studies. And then also, I've taken up the craft of knitting. And so I'm hoping there is knitting shops there and yarn stores. And so maybe join a class or get involved in a knitting club, and then just meet people and talk to them, and if there's the opportunity arises, invite them over for a Bible study, and just share Jesus with them.
Plus, you'll be making a lot of clothes too.
Scarves and hats.
Well, they use that over there.
Yes, they do.
Is the weather a bit different over there than it is here?
Yeah, you get 4 seasons. Like right now, it's summertime, obviously, and it's hot, 100 degrees hot, and most of the places don't have air conditioning, and so it's brutal. It's very brutal. But again, you get 4 seasons. I mean, you get a fall, you get a winter, spring, and summer.
I'd like to see some of that,
So
just hot and cold,
Yeah, exactly.
I think here in Texas, you get like, 1.5 seasons. And growing up, I always remember it was really hot for a long time, and then the ice would come, and it's like, okay.
How long do you all plan on doing this?
The pat answer is until God says no, or closes the door. But we can see ourselves staying in France for a long term if the Lord wills it. We try to be obedient children. We try to follow Christ, and we try to follow God in everything that we do. And it's just until He closes the door. But doing pastoral work, doing missions work, I know people that have done it well into their 60s, 70s, and so we've got a ways to go.
Okay. Do you enjoy doing this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It is. You don't. There's no money in it, but the rewards are richer.
Yes. The
relationships you build. I still have ties back to the Congo with a few of the men, and One story that really just touched my heart was as we were leaving Congo, a young man came up to me and he's like, "Greg, when you leave, we're losing a good Christian role model in the community." And it just kind of pulled at my heartstrings. And we had another church in Congo that we would go to. And I've never heard of this happening with anyone else in Africa, but they actually took up an offering for us to send us on our way.
Wow.
And I think about that, and it really brings me to a level of humility and a level that I've never experienced before, because here you've got people that can't afford really the day-to-day necessities as we see, but they're sacrificially giving to help us serve God. And you get that kind of response from a group of people, and man, it's just, there's nothing to describe it, really. Words don't do it justice, but it is it's a very meaningful life, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Well, let me ask you about the GOM, the Global Outreach Mission.
Yes.
What is it like working for this organization? Because I've never heard of the GOM before you all came along with it.
Global Outreach Mission, they provide all the back end tools and everything that we need back here in the United States for us to be successful. In other words, they go out and secure like health insurance that gives us worldwide coverage. They have a retirement program. They give us all the administrative needs, like when we send out a newsletter, we send it to them and then they mail it and distribute it out from there. So they're very supportive, and they just really help us be more effective as missionaries. They have the tools. and they just rely on us to go out and spread the gospel. So it's really it's a good partnership. And I mean, I don't consider it as, a job. I don't consider it as we work for them. I consider it more of a partnership because they're very supportive in what we do. And they allow for the freedom of, as God moves us into different areas of ministry, they support that and guide us, with some discernment and a lot of prayer.
So they give you medical coverage and a retirement plan and all that good stuff?
Yeah, we pay for it. I mean,
Okay,
it comes
but-
out of our support.
Okay. All right. Well, that explains that to me. Now, if anybody, this is for the audience out there, if anybody is thinking about becoming a missionary, what would you suggest they do?
Go ahead.
I would say pray.
Right.
Pray first. And then I would recommend getting a group of people around you to pray. To make sure this is really what God's called you to do. In the missions world, there are really 4 identifiable, positions. You have the goers, which are the people that actually go to the field. You have the senders, who are the prayer and financial supporters. You have the welcomers, who are back home whenever the missionary comes back home. They welcome them and give them hospitality, either arranging dinners or giving them a place to stay. And then you have the mobilizers, which are the ones that say, well, there's a mission opportunity in Lyon, France, and we're looking for people. And so you have all those different functions of missions that really just feeds into it. And I mean, being a part of missions is any one of those in any capacity.
Ah, okay. So I guess I fit into the sender mission.
You're
Yes,
a sender.
you
Yes,
are
you
a
are.
sender. Yes.
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 Now I feel like I'm a part of it,
Yes.
So let me talk to the senders, or to the sender missionaries out here. I told Greg and Donna that I was going to do this. They didn't ask me to do this, but I'm going to talk about their finances for a little bit. And the GOM, the Global Outreach Mission, has a Facebook page, and they have a website. And if you want to help support Greg and Donna in France, well, go to the website or the Facebook page, and they have the credit card stuff there. But I've had trouble with the credit card stuff, so I just sent a check to
Buffalo?
Yeah, I have their address right here.
Oh, good.
And I put it back here. GOM P.O. Box 2010 2010 in Buffalo, New York. That's 14231. And it works just as good. So France is our ally. France needs Christians, and France needs Christian supports. France has been fairly good to us. We wouldn't have a country if it weren't for France.
True.
And we wouldn't have, and they've given us a lot of things,
Yeah.
like Marie Chevalier and
There you go.
Escargot and
The Statue of Liberty.
And what?
The Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, Statue of Liberty. That's right.
Don't forget French fries.
French fry and horse doovers.
Yeah, there you go.
Or Stewers. That's right.
And Edith Piaf, the singer.
Yeah.
And we get a lot of our culture from them.
Statue of Liberty.
Statue. And I've got all my friends from the French.
Yes.
A lot of my friends. I got Larry Juglard, first grade. That's his brother.
Yeah.
Mike Fazan, first grade. He's French. David Couric, I met him in college. They're all French, Dick Tribeau, anyway.
Are you sure you're not French?
No, I'm sure. I'm a little Tennessee and Arkansas, but I know, and a little British mixed in, but I don't think I have any French. We got some Native American in me, a little bit of that.
There you go.
So, but I like having French friends. They need our help, and we need to give, and it does us good too. So if you want to, you don't have to. Now you know what to do. And I was going to say something else. What was that? Forgot what it was. Oh, yes. for coming on our show today. I want to give you a book called Small Tales About Young Kids. And your brother is featured in here.
Oh, wow, cool.
So
Yeah.
anyway, there you go.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
And
We'll read it.
I hope you read it.
Yeah.
Oh, I want one thing.
Yes.
I want you separate and you separate to write me a review on Amazon.
Absolutely. I'd be happy to.
Thank you.
Okay.
Now I want to give Greg and Donna the last word, whatever they want to say concerning their vocation, or family life, whatever they want to talk about. So the floor is yours.
Ladies first.
Okay. Well, like we mentioned before, this mission, when we started, I was a little uncertain about what it was because I, before, had never really been on a mission trip. So besides the church youth group in high school, going to do a mission trip for a week and paint a fence and that sort of thing. So I was a little concerned, but after the prayer and after talking to people and our friends and getting them to pray with us, just felt so much peace about it. So then when we were accepted as missionaries by Global Outreach, God just showed me how this was the path we were supposed to be on, because everything just seemed to work without obstacles, and we didn't have to try. We did our work, but it didn't feel like we had to try hard or we were fighting against something in order to get it done. And so I know that this was God's will for us because of everything that's happened along the way. And even now going to France, we started this raising money back in May, June, and God has just provided, and it's just been amazing. And so the more I trust in God, the more I realize that He is a provider, and we rely on His provision, and we rely on His people for that provision, and they are the providers, and we are so thankful and blessed to be part of a group that is so involved in the church and involved in how in helping us to get to France and to serve the people of France. And it's just a blessing. And if you ever have thought about mission work, I would recommend, if you have an opportunity, to go on a mission trip overseas and to see what it's like to serve other people and to see how they live and to understand what it's like to even see Christians over there and how they live and their reliance on God's provision. And it's just an amazing thing. And if you can't go, just to be a part of a mission through people who do go. So by financial support, prayer support, or if you know someone that's coming off the field, if you have an open space in your home, you can welcome them in and keep them. Like right after we got back from Congo, friends of ours hosted us. So we lived in their house for a year, and I'm very thankful and grateful for their hospitality and their willingness to allow us in their home and spend time with them and to regroup and go to the next step of going to Lyon, France. So there's several different ways you can be involved with missions except going out. But if you have an opportunity to go out, I would highly recommend it. It's a beautiful thing.
For me, I think the vocation of being a missionary happens at home, and it happens wherever you are, because, Christ said, "Go therefore and make disciples in all the nations," and that's pretty broad. And I think when we look at really what is mission, it's all about just spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ, and that can happen down the street. It can happen with the waitress at the restaurant. It can happen with the person who sells you a bottle of water. And I think that's really what Jesus was talking about. Wherever you are, be that missionary who is working to spread the gospel message. We're called into the Francophone world. And I don't know if it's my heritage, I don't know what it is, but God has put a burning desire in my heart to serve the Francophone world, be it in Quebec, France, Congo, wherever that is. And it's just a desire and a passion that I have to teach how to grow in Christ. And being a missionary is not easy. In our case, we haven't had really a stable home in several years. When we left in 2014, we gave up all of that. And so we've just been following Jesus to Quebec, to Congo, back to Houston, now to France. And it's you follow it, but I mean, there's a great amount of peace with that. You know that if you're living in God's will, He will provide, that He will put a roof over your head. He will provide the food and the nourishment that you need. And it's a rewarding life. And I would just recommend that, make sure that you pray. Because prayer is the root of how we talk to God and how we discern really God's calling in our lives. So if you want to be a missionary, email us, call us, and we can talk. Or we can direct you to people that can.
Okay, well, thank you, Greg and Donna. Thanks for being on the Vocations.
Thank you, Richard.
Thanks
for having us.
Thank you for having
And
us.
people, thanks for showing up, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Au revoir.